Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading, and I hope you're very well. We're going to be going straight into it here. It's just coming up to 8 o'clock. So I have there's some counter trend type trades coming on here this morning. Sometimes that's the way it is, and so it doesn't. Oops, wrong market. Let's go to it. Yeah, here it is. So it doesn't look counter trend on the hourly, but sorry, 5-minute chart here, but it is on the higher time frame. So I'm going to give a trade to the Aussie dollar. Just gone long Aussie dollar at 42. Going to pop a stop down here at 26, below the low. And I'm also at the same time going to go short on the dollar yen, USD JPY. I'm JPPPY. Does anyone remember that? I don't know, but maybe it wasn't JJPPY, but I think you know what I mean. For us people who are old enough to remember that television series. Okay, so the dollar yen, let's bring that up. I'm going to short the dollar yen. Right, let's get 1 unit in. I probably want to get a couple of units in on the dollar yen, but I'll wait for a slight retracement on the dollar yen, see if we can get a little bounce, and I'll get a second unit in. But again, stop will be above the high here. So we've got a long on the Aussie dollar and a short on the dollar yen. What the heck are you doing, Charlie? Well, that's just what it's all about, isn't it? So what did I get in at 18.8? On the dollar yen. So if we can get a little bit of a bounce, not that it really matters too much. I'm literally. I'm not going to be too fussy with bounces because we might as well get the second unit in, and then we'll see if we get some retracements here to the downside on the dollar yen, and obviously to the upside on the Aussie dollar. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so it looks like I'll get the second unit in now. Now I was just looking at this with the guys in the room here, and I could get stopped on this actually. Obviously, or any trade you can get stopped on, but it's all been in a bit of a hurry this morning, so it could do. But it's one of those trades, in fact, excuse me, if I get stopped out on this, and I've got to put my stops in a minute, if I get stopped out on this, so I've just put the second unit in, then it'll probably offer up another entry. It's one of those types of trades, maybe later today or even later this morning. So anyway, very quickly, I better put the stop in, so just bear with me. It's all very well sitting here chatting, and I have to get the stops in after the fact on these. 114.32, let's put it in at 114.32. Now, because the dollar yen is potentially in breakout mode here, I'm well aware of that. I've been long the dollar yen for the last week or so, a couple of weeks. So it's right back up. So have a look at the daily charts here. As you can see, it's in potential breakout mode here. It's actually made just a marginal new high again this morning. So, but we have some divergence in play, and so I'm going to trade the divergences, knowing full well I could get stopped out, because if it wants to just break out, very quickly it could be up in the mid to upper 114s. So, but we'll take that. I'll take that. Only put a couple of units in, and then we'll just see. Like I said though, if I get stopped out and it does rush up to the upper 114s, it's probably still going to be diverging up there as well. So there'll probably be another setup later today on that one. Okay. So I shall press, and then I was going to say I'll press pause. Let's go and have a quick look at the Aussie dollar again. That's come down as well from where I just got in, but we shall see. The divergence plays. And if both of them fail, then I'll have people writing in saying, Charlie, why were you going counter trend? Well, because at certain times counter trend can be rather profitable and the risk reward is good. So yes, you can do it if you do it at the right times and you have a strategy for it. Anyway, so I'll press pause. We'll come back to it. Okay, just back, and here's our dollar yen here. This is the 5-minute chart, just a different chart. I've got my black charts and my white charts, and so we've got that stop up above this high. It's looking a bit precarious, isn't it? So it looks like I probably am going to get stopped out on that dollar yen. But like I said earlier on, I think if I was talking to the guys in the room here about this, if I do get stopped out, it's one of those trades which will probably reset for at some point later. Now it could be that the yen goes all the way up into the upper 114s, but it will still be there if that divergence play will still be in play, so to speak. So there's other resistance zones up there higher. So if it does break out, then I've just got to wait patiently for the divergence to reset itself, so to speak. So it's one of those plays which sometimes you have to have two bites of the cherry before it actually works out. So, but at the moment, yes, it's looking like it's holding up quite well. It's like a consolidation here on the 5-minute chart. So looking like more likely that it's going to break up. We can see the Aussie dollar's just sort of hanging around here. So it's come down a little bit, come up a little bit. So actually, why don't I just bring up the Aussie on the white chart, as that's what you can see more of at the moment. So there it is. So, very choppy, isn't it, at the moment? So now too much to say about that one either at the moment. So let's go back here. So I think I'm about to get stopped out. Now it could be that I might keep the video running today because I'm about most of the day. So if it does set up maybe this afternoon, then I'll put it on again this afternoon. So it could be that that's going to be the case. But at the moment, the strength does feel like it's to the upside, and as we can see, it's trying to come up. But sometimes you never know. Sometimes it just looks like it's going to, and then it gradually then does roll over. We shall see. I'll press pause for now, the recording. Okay, so it looked like it was getting close to a stop. Our stops here are at 33. Actually, if I bring you up the day trading room, you can actually see it because we have a little announcement. Oh no, you can't see it. If I squash it up a little bit and then do this, there you go. You can see the announcements because although I do it all live on the mic, if someone comes in after the fact, then they can't see what I've done. So you can see I've gone short 2 units dollar yen at 114.20, stop at 33, and there was my long on the Aussie dollar at 38, stop at 25. That's a weird thing because it says I thought I got long 38, but it says 42 on my account, so I must have been wrong on that. I got long at 42. Don't know why I put 38. Anyway, must have been misreading it when I wrote it down. But anyway, so there you go. So that's within the trading room here, and all the guys are sat there along there. They're all along here. They're all logged in. 53 of us in this morning. And so yes, so the stop didn't get taken out because we just allow that extra little bit of slack there. And we'll see. We see the Aussie dollars coming up and the dollar yen's coming down. It's so exciting here. Maybe like last week, I can pay for some petrol, as Rachel's given me her car, and it needs fuel in it. Sorry, you weren't privy to that conversation just a minute ago. It was the guys in the room. So anyway, we'll start discussing targets soon with the dollar yen and with the Aussie dollar, but I'll come back to that in a minute. I really thought I was going to get stopped out, I must admit, but we'll see, maybe not. Okay, right, we're at the first target here. We've taken that low. There we go. Just closed out. The first profit's just been taken. Just down here, what did I get? I got filled at 99. Whoopie-doo. I can not only pay for petrol today, I can even afford to go to the cake shop and have a cake with some some toppings on it as well. Okay, so first target has been hit on this dollar yen this morning. Remember earlier on, I say this morning, it's still only 9:30 now. It was looking like it might want to carry on breaking up, but sometimes they do just turn around, and that's why you never interfere with a trade once you're in one. Even if it looks like it's going to come up and stop you out, you don't try and think ahead and come out early because you think it's going to come and stop you out. Just leave it to stop you out if it's going to do it, because sometimes they get close, but they don't. Anyway, so a nice run so far. Let's have a look at the site, and obviously the Aussie dollar. We'll look at that as well. So this is what's going on here on the dollar yen at the moment. So we've had this nice run down. So up 287 pounds on this trade at the moment. I feel so rich. I'm joking here. But I'm joking around, but it has been a really good week. We've been banking a lot of profits this week on our swing trades this week, so it's been a good week. And last week was good as well. So last week was probably even better. I can't remember. I think it might have been. But anyway, so we've banked some profit here. But what do we do from here on this dollar yen? I think I'll just hold on to it now. A bit like Wilson Phillips. I'm going to hold on to this trade and just probably run it into for next week. So we'll see. So the stop doesn't need to be adjusted. The stop will stay where it is. and we're going to see if we can get a run down into the sort of mid 113s. So, and then therefore it could end up being a £500 or £600 trade. Anyway, let's go and have a look at this Aussie dollar, because the Aussie dollar's come up a little bit. Let's have a look. Oh, how exciting, Aussie! You've come up so much since I got in. I'm up £37 on the Aussie dollar. So obviously that's not done too much yet. Let's go and have a look at the smaller time frames on that one. Now we only put a single unit on the Aussie, and we got in it was actually at 42. I thought it was 38. It was 42. We've got this a 500 moving average up here at sorry, a 200. This yellow line up here, up at 53. Because the Aussie dollar wasn't so fussed about trying to do too much with it. And then we've got this blue line here on the hourly charts coming into play. I may well. What do we risk? Oh no, hold on a second. Risk reward basis. No, I've got to hold on for longer, haven't I? God, see, I'm trying to get these trades done for the video today, and actually no, because I think I was in at 42 and the stop was at 26, so I had a 16 pip stop. So I've got to obviously look for at least a 1-to-1. So I knew that the potential for this Aussie dollar to have a quick run up to this 200 up here is certainly there, but actually the risk reward wouldn't be there to pay out there. So I will be looking for this hourly 50, which is this, unless there's a pivot in the way. Let's have a look, put the pivots on. Oh, I think there is a daily pivot up here. Right, there we go. 78 is the target, or the hourly 50, depending on how long it takes. So either 78 or the hourly 50 is going to be the target. But anyway, let me just quickly give you a running update. Let's take a screenshot of these trades. Obviously, I can't show you because I'm in, as always, in other swings still. But I can show you. Here we are. So this is where we're at. So the dollar yen, we got those two entries in at 21.7 and 19, given a net of a net entry of 20 at the time. This one, 21, we just got filled at 113.99 there as I hit that, and we're sitting in open profits as I've just taken this screenshot of £309 now, and the Aussie dollar, as I took this screenshot, it's sitting up at 50 quid. So it could be a decent day today if they can carry on running. We'll very quickly get Aussie dollar up into the 150 quid or so, and the dollar yen, if it can get down to target, that will get to sort of 500 odd quid or so, and all of a sudden by Monday, if it can get down there on that, the combination of these trades alone would be about a nice little 600 quid trade if it can get there by Monday. But anyway, I'll press pause for now, and we'll do an update on this later. Right, okay, just back, and it's now lunchtime, and this Aussie dollar position, I'm going to have to close. I'm electing to close out here. Let me just get the ticket up. So I'm electing to close out this Aussie dollar because we've got the US GDP figures out lunchtime, so they're going to be decent enough mover. And what I don't want is to still have to be in the Aussie dollar through those GDP figures today. So because it was only a little day trade, so unfortunately I'm going to have to close out for a minuscule profit. I could just move my stop up, I guess, below this low and see if it comes up. Yeah, okay, we could do that. Hold on. Let's do that instead. Because what we'll do is we'll just move the stop up and use that as the excuse. If it comes down and stops me out, then so be it. So we're looking at 76.40. Okay, so where's the stop? Where it was down at. So we'll leave it there. But either way, so I've moved the stop up to 76.40. Whatever way you slice it, I'm going to have to be out of this Aussie dollar prior to the GDP figures at 130. Okay, so of course it could go my favour, go my way, and shoot up on the GDP figures, but I'm not going to be in that trade here today. So we'll just see what happens there. The dollar yen. Let's go and have a look at that one. So the dollar yen. After making this low earlier on, down here in the low 113.90s, it's had a nice retracement. Now the dollar yen I will hold on to, so we will hold on to the dollar yen position. So what I've done is de-risk the whole trade by doing what I've just done there with the Aussie dollar. but we'll still carry some risk on the dollar yen. The GDP figures it's not like non-farm payrolls. It's not like that, but it could still move the market around a bit. So I want to reduce the exposure on the Aussie dollar in that case. If the Aussie dollar decides to come down, I've got that protected. So what I'll do, as far as that Aussie though, come back into it. See, it's just coming up a little bit more again. If as we approach 1 o'clock and whatever, 1:15, whatever, wherever it's at, I'll just elect to. If it's up, then and it's come up a bit higher, then fine. Then I'll just close it out. So I won't hold on to it through the news today, because it's not been that great. Let's go back out to the hourly chart. Look at this trend, but certainly it had that potential to have a bit of an upside today, but it had its chance this morning, and it didn't quite take it. So we'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and I have been stopped out on that trading stop on the Aussie dollar, which it was the right thing to do. So let's just bring that up. Let's bring up the positions currently where we're at. So it was a £30 loss on the Aussie dollar, and we're now only up 172 on the dollar yen now, because the dollar yen's retracing as well. So if I bring up the dollar yen, there it is. Here's an hourly chart of that. So we had that good rundown. Of course, I could have banked profits on it, but the pattern actually is on the bigger time frame, so it warrants trying to run it for more than we could have taken it anyway. So there's no point in saying, oh yeah, we should have banked it or whatever, because the pattern would look for more pips anyway. But if the dollar yen's going to come up and stop us out today, which I do think it's got the potential to do, because when I come up to the daily charts, I still think back over here, this high up here is at 114.50 area, and I suspect that the price is going to want to take out any orders that might be up there. So I suspect I will, but there was still a pattern. It was a legitimate trade setup on the dollar yen this morning, which hasn't completed to the downside yet, so as far as the trade setup's concerned. So I have to stick with it. But anyway, I don't need to do anything now, because we just wait for the news now, the GDP figures. So I'm out of the Aussie dollar anyway. So it's just a case of what happens on these GDP figures. So if the dollar yen comes all the way up, I'll have a small losing day, because the profit that I made was 20 whatever it was pips. The stop is still 13 pips, so I'll lose 13, make 20, but then oh no, it might even actually still. Oh yeah, of course, because I trailed the stop up on the Aussie, we might even be net positive for the day for there. But I really don't care. Like I said earlier on, it's been a good couple of weeks, and so we'll just see what happens here, whether we make anything or not. But if it does start rolling back over, you never know. Maybe we can do some more with it. We shall see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so the news is just about to come out. Let's see how the market reacts to this news. Okay, so it has gone up after all. So I thought it probably was going to. Like I was saying today, it was when we took the trade this morning, it was a setup, very valid enough. But yes, the price pressure on the dollar yen has been very much to the upside. So I'll keep my eye on it, because this is initial reaction. Sometimes then it rolls back over. But let's see what's okay. So I'm just giggling, because we were up so nicely today, but that's just the way. That is exactly what trading's all about, isn't it? You can't say, well, we could have banked all that profit because it didn't get to target. So it's only right that you hold on to your trades. But sometimes, as a result, you go from being significantly up to being flat or negative. This is a classic example. Aussie ended up minus 30. We made a net 50 quid on the dollar yen. So there was me joking this morning about paying for petrol. Maybe it's just cake after all. Anyway, that's about it. It's been a good couple of weeks. We've been in some really nice trades on the dollar yen on the long side, on the euro on the short side, and cable on the short side as well. So it's been overall quite nice. But anyway, I'll hold off fire off from finishing this just yet, because it's still possible. Actually, no, who am I kidding? I think it's all done. I shall leave it at that, and we'll come back to live trading next week.